Senate notes that it is necessary to ensure that the standing orders of the Senate remain fully consistent with constitutional provisions, establish parliamentary conventions, and legislative practice.
When we are making a law, we should accommodate divergent views. That way, what one person forgot, the other person will remember.
Barely 48 hours after tightening the gates to the Senate's highest officers, the Nigerian Senate has reversed itself in a move already sparking fresh power intrigues ahead of 2027. The amendment, which sought to block first-time senators from contesting for Senate President and Deputy Senate President, has now been thrown out during plenary reopening, what many lawmakers see as an all-out succession war within the Red Chamber. The rule, introduced on Tuesday, had reserved the top position strictly for ranking and returning lawmakers of the current assembly, a move critics described as an attempt to handpick future leaders and silence new power blocks. But by Thursday, the atmosphere inside the chamber had changed. Presiding over plenary, Deputy Senate President Barrow Jibrin announced the adoption of a motion by Senate Leader Opeyemi Bamidele, resigning the amendment entirely.
The Senate recalls that the Senate standing orders were considered and amended on Tuesday, 5th day of May 2026. Senate observes that upon further legislative and constitutional review, certain provisions introduced under Order 2, Subsection 2, and Order 3, Subsection 1, may give rise to constitutional inconsistencies and unintended tensions with the provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as altered, particularly Section 52 thereof. Senate notes that it is necessary to ensure that the standing orders of the Senate remain fully consistent with constitutional provisions, establish parliamentary conventions, and legislative practice. Senate further notes that the Senate possesses the inherent parliamentary authority to revisit, rescind, and recommit any matter previously decided upon in order to preserve the integrity of its proceedings and legislative framework. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, Senate accordingly resolves to rescind its earlier decisions relating to the amendment made to Order 2, Subsection 2, and Order 3, Subsection 1 of the Senate Standing Orders 2026. Mr. President, I so move.
The reversal followed sharp resistance from Senator Adams Oshiomhole, who openly challenged the speed and motive behind the amendment, insisting that the Senate must allow differing opinions instead of forcing through controversial rules.
I believe the average age in this Senate must be over 40. And so we don't have excuse for youthful exuberance. So when we are making a law, we should accommodate divergent views. That way, what one person forgot, the other person will remember. The way we rush the rules, because certain people wanted certain things concluded, is what led to this error. That's just the point I want to make. That next time we should allow debate. That's it.
Tension reportedly rose on the Senate floor as lawmakers traded argument over what many insiders now describe as an early battle for control of the 11th National Assembly leadership ahead of the next political cycle. Responding to the backlash, Bamidele defended the process, but insisted any senator dissatisfied with the amendment should follow due parliamentary procedure rather than create what he called unnecessary drama in the chamber. In the end, however, the Senate blinked first, with the rescission now adopted. Every elected senator, whether first-timer or ranking member, is once again eligible to contest for the Senate's top leadership positions.
So, if His Excellency, distinguished Senator Adams Aliyu Oshiomhole, CON, had any problem with the decisions that were taken with respect to the amendment 2 days ago, what he was expected to do was to bring a substantive motion for rescission to be debated on the floor of this parliament. We cannot allow this kind of drama to go on every time on the floor of this Senate. We must put a stop to it. As the leader of this Senate, I had an issue with what was passed. We discussed it at the leadership level, and I was encouraged to bring a motion for rescission, which we just considered. Senator Oshiomhole could have done that regarding any other aspect of this amendment if he had problem with it. This drama must stop.
This sudden reversal is already fueling speculation that deep cracks may be emerging within the Senate's power structure as 2027 calculations quietly gather momentum.
Well, this is a very straightforward motion. It's just for us to go in conformity with the Constitution. And I thank you, Leader, for being observant, for being up to your game as the leader of the Senate by making this observation. It's something that is very, very clear, and we don't need any debate in respect of this. So those in favor of this motion for rescission, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The provision of Order 2, Sub 2, and Order 3, as provided in the Senate Standing Order, is hereby amended. As amended, be retained. Leader of the Senate.